Hello, and welcome to this tutorial on how to use the TrueNorth Steel Underground Stormwater Calculator. In this video, we will be going through the login registration process, how to download and save a project, and how to reopen a previously created project. These are the steps required to create a corrugated metal pipe underground stormwater system. The first step that is required to create a project is to enter the Stormwater Calculator portal. This can be found by visiting TrueNorthSteel.com/stormwater management and clicking on the Stormwater Calculator button. You can also locate the portal from TrueNorthSteel.com by hovering over the Divisions tab, then hovering over Corrugated Metal Pipe, and selecting Stormwater Management. Once you are in the Stormwater Calculator portal, you will need to log in and/or register an account if you have not already done so. This can be completed by pressing the blue Register button at the lower part of the screen. Registration can be completed easily by entering your username, your name, your company, phone number, email address, and a password. Once you have inputted these fields, click on the Register button and your account will be created. After logging in, you will have the ability to either create a new project or reopen a previously created project. When creating a new project, click on the Stormwater Calculator tab under Calculators. An overview of the capabilities of the TrueNorth Steel Underground Stormwater Calculator will pop up. Please read this overview as it goes into the information and resources necessary to begin the design process for a successful corrugated metal pipe stormwater management system. Once you have read this, click on the Continue button in the lower right-hand corner. There are various project inputs that are required to run the calculator and create a design. These are listed under the Input Parameters and Design Calculations. Your project name, location, system type, which can be either a detention system, filtration system, or infiltration system, along with your minimum required storage volume in cubic feet, your minimum finish grade above the system, your minimum pipe invert elevation for the system, your pavement type, which can be rigid, like a concrete pavement, or flexible, like an asphalt pavement, your pavement thickness, your pipe diameter, number of barrels, and number of manifolds are all required inputs. Your project name and project location will be visible when you need to reopen a previously created project. If at any point in time you need more information on what a field represents, you can hover over the circled eyes to get that information. You can also select the black Help button to re-review the pop-up instructions if needed. You can return to the dashboard or reset the form by clicking on the relevant buttons above in blue and red. Now that you have inputted your project parameters, let's take a look and see what was created based off of the invert elevation and the minimum finish grade elevation you selected for this system. You can see that this calculator outputted a 78-inch diameter system. This system has a width of 25.5 feet and a total system length of 150 feet. That may or may not fit your job site requirements. If you need to shorten up the length of the system and adjust the width, you can do this by changing the number of barrels field shown here. For example, if you change the number of barrels from 3 to 6, you can see that the pipe system width increased to 54 feet wide and the total system length decreased to 74 feet long. The number of barrels field is your best avenue for finding a system that fits the parameters of your job site based off of the invert elevations that you entered above. You can see that the system diameter defaulted to 78 inches. This takes into account the minimum cover required for that diameter of pipe, and it's based off of HL93 live loading. It also takes into consideration what type of pavement you selected. If you need to change the diameter of the pipe, you can do so by selecting the drop-down. Just make sure that you select a diameter that is smaller because the defaulted option initially provided is the largest diameter possible. If you change the diameter, you should re-review the system width and length to make sure it's applicable for your job site. Scrolling down below your input parameters, you can see additional information relevant to your system. Engineered Media 1 represents the backfill material directly around the pipes. Engineered Media 2 is intended for filtration systems only, and this is the depth of a filter media below Engineered Media 1. Looking under the storage calculations header, the overflow depth field would be entered if you need to identify a certain water quality volume. Here you can identify and input an overflow depth in feet, which represents the distance between the invert of the system to the invert of your primary outlet. This will help you identify how much water is stored in the pipes and potentially in the stone as well, as in the case for infiltration and filtration systems below that identified distance. Most of the fields in these headers are automatically defaulted, and you can change these fields to fit project requirements. Looking under the detention-retention details, you can see what the defaulted pipe coating is and whether that pipe is perforated or solid. Perforated pipes would be used in retention applications, such as infiltration or filtration systems. You'll also be able to see the pipe gauge, corrugation, and barrel spacing. These are all based off of industry recommendations and HL93 live loading. The excavation footprint fields output the overall size of not the pipe system, but the trench in which the pipe will be set. Now that you have went through all the fields and have come to a system that meets project requirements, you will proceed to save the project by clicking on the Download PDF Diagrams button. This button will take all of the inputs and outputs and document them into a PDF set of plans that you will be able to save. The output PDF diagram will provide you with a 5-page PDF consisting of a plan view on sheet 1, a cross-sectional view on sheet 2, and sheets 3 through 5 have many other relevant details, installation recommendations, and inspection and maintenance recommendations. Once you download the PDF diagrams, the project is saved and you have the ability to view that specific project in the dashboard. It is still recommended that you save the PDF diagram to your work files so that it can be reviewed at a later time. You will also receive an automatically generated email for the specific project you created for record keeping. In the event that you create a new project with the same project name and location, any previous inputs with that same name will be overridden. If you change the project name or location slightly, both saved projects will be available to view. After you have designed a project and downloaded the PDF diagrams, you can exit out of the TrueNorth Steel Underground Stormwater Calculator. TrueNorth Steel would like to thank you for your consideration, and in the event that you have any questions or concerns, please reach out to your local TrueNorth Steel representative. This is the conclusion of the tutorial. Thank you and have a great day.